Yes guys, welcome back to my extremely large YouTube. A lot of people have been writing on my Instagram posts when you're going to do the YouTube again. So today is the day. Probably should do this a little bit more often. I probably said that in my last video. Fuck knows, my head's up my ass, and then I'm just like, you know, I've got other shit to do because, you know, the other stuff's making a lot more money than obviously the YouTube. But today, yeah, I thought I'd just give you a little bit of an update on where my fucking life's at really. What we're gonna do is, really, I'm just gonna go train, chat some bullshit like I normally do, and tell you where I'm at. So today I'm gonna train some delts, I think. Don't know, might just get in there and start training back. Fuck knows what I'm gonna do when I get in there. But obviously, first of all, I'm just gonna have a little bit of a pre from my new supplement company, OUTLAST, which is a American-based company. If I'm being honest, I'm not just saying this because I get it for free, but it's probably one of the best pre-workouts that I've actually had. It gives me a little bit more focus. It doesn't make me feel too wired, if you know what I mean, because we've all had those pre-workouts where you kind of, you know, have one scoop, go to two, then, you know, you end up a little bit wired in the gym and your session's just a little bit scatty and you end up talking to everyone in the gym. Yeah, it's probably one of the best pre-workouts that I've actually had. So I'm obviously going to kind of put one scoop of obviously trigger in, and then we're going to get in my car, drive to the gym and go and train something. I'm going to do, you know, obviously 40 seconds of shadow boxing when I get in there before I start my session, because that is essential to any workout, probably before every single exercise as well. Right guys, something I always say is shouldn't always have to rely on stimulants to train. The only time I really take pre-workouts is towards the end of the week. You know, I do have like a 5-day split, sometimes a 6-day split myself, but when I'm feeling a little bit more fatigued, then I will get some stimulants in. If you're having a pre-workout every single day, I wouldn't. Obviously, I don't think it's great for one, your blood pressure for one, you know, and I just don't think it's great for you overall. Like I said, if you're feeling a little bit more fatigued, you know, towards the end of the week, you're feeling a little bit tired, then, you know, get some pre-workout in there, get a little bit of stimulant in there to kind of push it through that session. I think that's the best possible way to do it. Going for the muffin pump today. I have had some eggs and oats this morning, but at the moment I'm feeling the muffin pumps. I'm getting massive, I'm getting hench, and that's what it's all about, because winter's approaching and it's all about gaining. So get some muffin in there. I'll probably say 15-20 minutes before you actually work out. Pump's going to do 6 today. Right, today I'm going to take the M3 today. So I've got an M2 and an M3. The M2 is a little touchy, there's in like the accelerator on it. Plus the M3 is a little bit bad, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? I've just got 4 new tyres on the M3, which literally cost me an absolute fucking mortgage. BMW tried to rip me off. They tried, you know, £1,500 for 4 tyres. It's disgusting that. So I went somewhere else and got it for like, I don't know, I think it was about 1,200 to be fair. I had 2 nails in the front ones. I was like, what the fuck? The M2 is a little bit messy. It's got some shit. That's the thing, when you put like a satin black wrap on it, they can actually get like very messy. But other than that, I actually kind of like the wrap on it because it makes it look a lot meaner. But the M3 is just an absolute monster, isn't it? And like I said, we're going to go to the gym and I'll have a chat with everyone when I'm getting out of my apartment like 5 AM and I'm coming down here for 5:30 to go to the gym, and then I start this car up. I bet my neighbours fucking hate me. I was going to get a convertible M4 at one point because I'm actually getting rid of this soon, and I'm getting a new M2. And I said that on Instagram, and a lot of people were like, why are you fucking changing the M3 for an M2? Because I'm like, I just want an M2. I think I've always wanted an M2 since it came out, to be fair, because I like the first ones they brought out, but obviously these ones now, they're obviously going to be a lot better, far more advanced with the technology in them, and the engine's going to be a lot better, so they're going to be a lot smoother ride. I had an X3M before this one, which was pretty cool as well, apart from it getting stolen, broken into. It was a little bit cursed, that car. But
did you ever find the fuckers who nicked it?
No. Didn't find anyone. No.
Joss.
I think it had about 17 grand's worth of damage on it, because they steal it, look for the tracker, and then they leave it in a car park with some fake plates on. If no one obviously comes and picks it up after 2 days, then they will go and, you know, pick the car back up and then go strip it for parts. But because they were quite rare at the time, the X3Ms, the police were able to find it and I was able to get it. And then they impound it, and then you have to pay the impound to get your stolen car back. How sick is that? I remember people messaging me like, oh, why would you come back from, you know, Marbella? It's such a sick place. I was there for 5 days. I went here. I shagged this bird. At one point, I just had enough, and I'm thinking, right, I just want to go back to the UK for a bit. I even miss, you know, obviously go and see my mum and stuff like that. I feel like I was kind of in that mindset as well, thinking, right, yeah, this is what I should be doing, this is where I should be at. But It's not where I should be at, it's here. I'm more focused here than I am anywhere else. I don't regret going to Marbella. I look back on it and I think, oh yeah, that was a good time. But I was out in Marbella trying to make Marbella feel like home to me, but it's never going to be home. Well, I think a lot of people think that they need to be doing, you know, like I said, like, oh, I start making this money, I need to move to Ibiza, I need to move to Marbella and do this, I need to move to Dubai and do this, and you don't, you know. And a lot of people think, oh, what do I need to do to get to the next level? And I think what you need to do is just more of the same shit that you're already doing. But it doesn't mean that you need to kind of move to Marbella and do it, and move to Ibiza and do it, move to wherever, Dubai, and do it. And, you know, because like I said, these are places that they're phenomenal places. I've been to them all, but there is also a lot of distractions there, and it's distracting you away from the main goal. You need to think about where you want to be in, like, you know, a year's time, 2 years time. You don't want to look back and think, oh yeah, I moved to Ibiza, I was spending like 3-4 grand on rent, I was getting less done because I was more distracted, I was going to more pool parties, you know. I could be wrong in saying that, you know, some people are a lot more disciplined than others and they won't do that, but I think the majority of fucking people will be like, oh, we're going to Ocean today, or we're going here today, we're going to do this today, do you want to come? What I found as well when I was in Marbella, a lot of my friends would come over and it'd be like midweek, oh, we're at Now today, or we're doing this today, and I'll be like, yeah, cool, I'm working. But you got to think that they're there for the holiday, they're there for the trip, they're there for the fun. And when you have that, you know, obviously your friends coming over to do that, you are going to be more distracted as well, because you're going to think, oh, I'm missing out here. You know, you're going to get a lot of FOMO and think, oh, right, yeah, it's all right, I can just do one pool party today. And like I said, it's distracting you away from the actual goal and where you want to be. Right, fellas, I said, was I going to train back, was I going to train delts? I'm going to train back because it's quiet in Ultraflex today. There's no one in here, so I'm obviously going to train a little bit of back. Pre-workout's kicking in now, like, it's kicking in now, like, I'm going to have to just get like 20-25 seconds of shadow boxing in before I start. Right, fellas, going for the tucked in vibe. Throw that fucking vest in. Shadow boxing's done. Oh, I'm probably just going to start on some lats. Stretch them out a little bit. Oh, I'm only going to do like 5-6 exercises today. Really concentrating on possibly more kind of like lats and more upper back. I'm not going to do any deadlifts because I don't deadlift because I'm fucking shit. I'm not going to lie. I'm absolutely dog shit at deadlifting. So I don't really do. I do more kind of like hyperextensions and that for that part of my back, and I feel like I can progress further from actually doing those sorts of exercises rather than, you know, stacking a load of plates on the fucking bar and screaming. You know, I've done fucking 7 plates. No one fucking cares how many fucking plates you can do. I'm gonna put it out there. It's about how you're lifting the weight, not how much you can lift, fellas. Not at any time in my professional career, at any expo, has a bird come up to me and said, Lewis, how many plates can you lift? Nor has any geezer come up to me at any expo or anything like that and said, Lewis, how many plates can you lift? Because they're not asked. It's all about how you look.
Yeah, this babe, need you every day. You like my oxygen, make it seem like the barging down. Got my heart no barging in, from the bed to the floor to the couch. Might wait the neighbor.
All I'm really doing, guys, is I'm actually not wanting to get any bigger than I am now. I'm just aiming to kind of like maintain. I actually find lifting weights a little bit boring now. I feel like I have to set more performance goals to actually keep myself, you know, interested. Obviously when you're younger it's a lot easier, I feel like, because you're making so many gains constantly. You're like, yeah, get massive. I remember talking to some of my older friends when I was younger and they were like, yeah, I don't really want to get any bigger. I was thinking, what? I want to get fucking jacked and massive. Not anymore. I'm probably like, just want to stay how I am right now. I still look quite athletic. I can still go for a run if I wanted to.
In the end, we're gonna make the child. Then we gonna hit the show. Part 2, we don't need no pause.
Right, guys, I don't know if this is going to work for everyone, but it works for me. Normally what I'm kind of do is use something like this on obviously a cable and a single arm to really squeeze those lats down, but I don't know whether it's because this machine's like been made in a garage somewhere, but instead of sitting down in it, I actually kind of stand up and it's the same movement, but I can actually really feel it in my lats. So I just decided to stand up and do it and really kind of get that squeeze at the bottom. Or you can do it from the other way where you can actually stand to the side of it. Might not work for everyone, but it works for me, so I don't care. Getting that shadow boxing in each and every step. But I think everyone knows by now that, you know what, I'm a natural athlete. I've been natural for, like, you know what I mean, 12 years straight. Like, no PEDs has entered this body, has entered this bloodstream. No, it's actually quite open about obviously what I take. I think a lot of people think that I'm taking more than I'm actually taking. I only take half a mil of Cypionate a week, so test. I take about 30 milligram of Turinabol as well, so T-ball. But I take that pre-workout, especially with the orals, but I only take them on training days, and then it's obviously 1 to 2 IUs of growth a day as well. You know, my cycle is very limited. My AI protocol is I do take obviously some anastrozole every other day. I'm really poor at taking that, to be fair, because I'm not very prone to gyno anymore. I did put it on an Instagram post the other day, so I thought I'd be kind of honest with everyone, obviously, on this channel. I've said something about it on this channel before, you know, probably a couple of videos back when I'm actually talking in my car, but now I thought I'd be obviously honest with everyone. I've never actually claimed natural. I've never actually, you know, broadcasted it to everyone. Oh yeah, I'm natural, because you know I'm not. I'm obviously not going to kind of broadcast that kind of stuff, but I just want to be totally honest with what my actual cycle is right now. Like I said, it's very small. I don't take a lot. I think when you're younger, you're always like, more is better, and it's not, you know. And as you get a little bit older, I think your goals change as well. And I don't want to be a mass monster anymore, you know. Like I said, I want to look a little bit more athletic as well, and I still want to be able to kind of run. I still want to have a certain amount of size to me, and still have that condition. If I want to have sex 5 times a day, I'll have sex 5 times a day. If I want to go for a run, I'll go for a run, you know. And you know, I probably can't do that if I'm you know, weighing 110 kilograms or whatever the fuck it might be. There you go, there's my honesty. And I think I got a lot of praise on my Instagram post for it the other day on how honest I was, but you'll see my cycle's very small.
You on my mind a lot. Don't need no time watch. I don't know how I got you in my pocket.
Right guys, there you have it. Workout done, shadow boxing done. All the links will be in the description below to OUTLAST supplements, so the pre-workout. There is a 10-week shadow boxing course in there as well, you know, if you want to learn how to do it like me, just hit that link. $9.99 fellas. I've got some sales calls to do. I'm going to get some food in, some chicken, rice, probably get some chips in as well, because I can't be asked dieting right now. I don't really need to diet, if I'm being totally honest. It's those demigod genetics that I've got. Put in the comments below what you actually want to see next. Is it, you know, something on food? Is it something about partying? Although I don't really do much of that anymore, you know. Like I said, my Ibiza trip this year was pretty tame, if I'm being totally honest. I'm getting old. I'm 33 next week, you know. My life's getting a little bit more tame, and like I said, I've got business to run with my brothers, so it's a little bit different than what you're used to seeing on mine and Owen's channels. If you want to see me go out to Barcelona and obviously get a workout with Owen, let me know. We'll make that happen. We might obviously kind of rekindle the YouTube as well. Me and Owen have that Harrison Twins YouTube back up there, so let me know if you want to see that also. Just put that in the comments below. But guys, thank you for watching on my extremely fucking large YouTube. Subscribers through the roof. The people that obviously subscribe to this channel, the people that actually view this channel are, you know, long-term followers of me and Owen, so I really appreciate it if you hit the like, you hit the subscribe button, and like I said, put in the comments below what you want to see next, guys. Cheers, peace.